What's up, everybody? Welcome to Week 10 Fantasy Football and DFS Outlook.
Let's go.
Special week, fellas. Special.
That it is.
Glad everybody made it in. I'm glad everybody's here. It's just it's been an overwhelming week, to say the least. Kind of get my feet under me, kind of get ready for what we've got going on for everybody tonight. We just appreciate everybody being here first and foremost, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So, so just before we get kicked off totally, first impressions of Thursday night's game. Obviously, we all know.
I thought it was going to go under. I missed that completely, but
I mean, we said it was going to go under last time, but
thank you, Fresh. Appreciate it.
I will say that we probably didn't kind of put enough attention on the Jamar Chase Burrow relationship and sort of what he can kind of do in the takeoff that he ended up having. I think we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think sometimes we try to give the viewers a little bit more of the get different plays and sort of the people underneath, knowing in more season longs, we're going to run out our chalky players like a Jamar Chase, but I did not see him doing those type of numbers. I will say that going into this game.
55
big numbers.
I will also say what's interesting is that he gets 55 points, but Burrow gets 33 points, but he still threw 4 touchdowns, 300 plus. And the points, I just think that we don't give enough love to the quarterbacks. I guess I'm just coming on here to say we got to give a little bit more love to the quarterbacks. I just think he had a crazy game as well, but it's not really ultimately reflected, whereas you can really see it with the numbers that Jamar Chase put up.
Yeah, I saw a post that compared Jamar Chase's 2 games against the Ravens to this man, Tyreek Hill, right here, is all season stats this year. And he has more touchdowns and more yards in those 2 games against the Ravens than poor Tyreek does all season. But like you're saying, it goes down to the giving love to the quarterback. Tyreek obviously hasn't had a quarterback majority of the season. So what's good, Javad?
What's up, Jay? And Fresh, I got something for you for that, dog. I got something. It is a show. It's always a show. Party when we're here. It doesn't matter who's on here.
Yeah, I didn't want to call
wrestling quote. It doesn't matter what you think.
I didn't want to cough up everybody's ears last show, so sat that one out. But hopefully, I don't do it.
The band
tonight.
Sometimes sounds a little bit different when you only got 2 players playing instead of the 3. So. The people love it when all 3 of us play together. It just sounds great. So it's all good. I love that too. I take it all day.
But yeah, Fresh gonna point out all our flaws. I know. He's a full-fledged fan now. So he's coming back. He coming back and gets the juice every week. So we love you, Fresh. Just so you know, dog. So yeah, man. Chase Brown surprised me. That's my thoughts. I didn't think he was, but then he fumbled in the end zone and that kind of set him back. I agree, maybe the minority here, but I agree that they should have went for it for 2 there.
I agree.
I mean, I just after what we talked about with the Buccaneers and the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson was like 9-1 against the Bengals. Zach Taylor was playing for the win. I think it did it. I just feel like the NFL screwed him in the end because there was 3 face masks and a rub and all this kind of shit that could have got called. But I feel like they were just they were done at that point. The refs were done throwing flags. So,
yeah, I mean, I started Chase Brown as my captain in the Millie Maker. So when he got that touchdown, man, all signs were pointing towards big money in the Millie for me. And then Jamar Chase just had to have the best game of his life and shot that down real quick. I didn't even place in the money after that. And I had Jamar Chase in the lineup.
I had Jamar Chase as my captain in my single entry because I didn't mask and I was not paying attention and the time crept up on me and all the good contests were gone. but I did a bunch of single entries and did Jamar Chase. But the nitpicking here and there was what got me. So I had a good lineup, but it just wasn't enough to take first in a single entry. So Jamar Chase, 87 points or something in the captain spot was insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
So
it's like Kobe, almost 81.
Yeah, it was scary. So, but yeah,
hey, Jay, he would have had two catches if he didn't just fall and trip over his own feet.
Dude, did y'all see his tweet? He said the story goes both ways. I don't know if people are saying he's already unhappy there. But what the fuck did you think was going to happen when you went from a team that sucked and you were the number one to a team that's good and you were barely going to scratch the surface as maybe a number two?
Or when he looks your way and you just decide to fall in the middle of the field without no one touching you, I think you could see Lamar was like, come on, man. I'm not throwing you the ball again if you don't know how to stay on your feet.
Yeah, that was what was weird to me, and I kind of felt like that he was a little upset about that afterwards. But dude, get your shit together. We can't all be Amari Cooper on our first day, not knowing the route and catching a touchdown pass from Josh Allen. So I guess it is what it is. But we did say Mark Andrews was going to come back, and what did he do? He came back and scored a touchdown. Derrick Henry has scored in every touchdown, scored in every game this season.
Yep, talked about those.
And he mooned us all. So
that meme was funny. Dallas is stupid for not trading for him or not picking him up in the offseason, by the way.
Dallas has made so many bad decisions going forward that they should just start over.
Blow it all up.
Take it as a loss. Like you buy a stock high and it tanks and you're just like, all right, man, it's going to keep falling. I might as well just sell and take my loss now. Get rid of Dak, take your loss now, and do something else.
Fresh got Cooper Rush, running Cooper Rush this week.
Probably better than Dak.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to just say, if they're at this point, screw it. Let's play Trey Lance. See what we got. If he sucks, he sucks. It is what it is.
Jay, wouldn't hurt. Jay, no way Jay just said that.
Cheeks. Cheeks. I mean, it's bad. It's a smart play, Fresh. So
I like it.
Let's hop into the first game. If you're new to us tonight, we answer questions. We do that. We go through a slate of games that we like for DFS purposes. But we will answer questions in regards to any game that you might know that you might be playing in, or so we like the higher scoring games, and we specifically kind of tend to stick to DraftKings. But as you guys all see, Fresh plays FanDuel and kind of gives us jabs here and there about FanDuel. So we do play FanDuel, but that's not our specialty. We are more of the PPR persuasion, so that's why we like DraftKings, and then obviously PPR scoring and season.
Any rules going forward to win this signed Cheetah jersey you got here on the screen that you want to announce to everybody?
Okay, so hang in there. You're not going to know when the question's coming. You're going to have to answer a trivia question. I have been dropping little hints now at the answer or portion of the answer for the last 2.5 weeks. Okay. You have to be a follower on any social media platform. And if you share, like, and subscribe, that would be great as well. But you have to be present here and the first person to answer the question when it's time
correctly will win.
Yes. So if you see it on the screen, you just, because someone answers it, just answer. It doesn't matter. Just keep
because if they're not a follower, they're not going to get.
Yes. And if they got to be here when I call their name, they've got to reply or right back. So that's what we got. They've got there's probably I think 10-second delay probably. You got 30 seconds to claim it. So, but keep that in mind. So we're going to roll through some games, and then you're not going to know when it's coming, but it's going to come. So, and Phil's got the jersey actually sitting with him right now in this nice little pristine Box.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Box ready to go.
Might do a little unboxing here in a little bit and show
What's
y'all.
in the box?
What's in the box? So let's go to the first game. This game right here, the Bills have not won in Indianapolis since like 2009 or something like I guess, some shit that I heard. The last time they won there, Peyton Manning was still the quarterback in Indianapolis. The Bills are 25.25, and they're like a 4-point favorite on the road.
Sounds like a bet on the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know how much Minnesota's defense is, but I think that's where I'm going with defense this week. See Brad.
It's Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
no Trevor Lawrence. It's Mac Jones though. This could be this could get you on the Jaguars.
Fun fact: me and Cody played flag football with Mac Jones here in Jacksonville.
Yes,
there we go.
Like what? Shit, been 10 years ago.
Another reason I'm starting Minnesota's defense. But we can go back to this game now.
I was looking at James Cook in this matchup, but I do see that the Colts are actually ranked top 10 in run defense. So I think this may be more friendly to the guy you see there on the screen, and maybe a Shakir sort of pairing as well. Just because I don't know how much they're going to be able to be effective on the ground. They may be able to get some passes though out of the backfield to James Cook and kind of use him more in a screen route perspective. I see in the last 2 games, he's had double-digit fantasy points in the previous game before he had 2 touchdowns, not last week, but the week before. But I want to go with him in this matchup, but I'm a little nervous just again because of the Colts defense. So again, I'm liking more pass heavy here, but from an overall perspective, I don't know if this gets above the 46.5 here. I kind of see Buffalo kind of pulling up a little bit, getting ahead and kind of pulling up a little bit at the end there. So I'm not sure if it's going to cross that mark.
Might like Jay Taylor in this one, as the Bills have given up, I think, like the second most fantasy points to the running back this year. So Jay Taylor might actually get his shine. Let me see.
Josh Downs is the highest owned wide receiver tomorrow, by the way.
He is. That's crazy. Jay Taylor is the 4th highest owned running back.
What are they seeing with that? Is that just from a value from the how much he's actually going to cost tomorrow from a daily fantasy perspective?
The Bills' defense against the pass has been terrible.
I think he's been the focus on their team too.
Yeah,
like
he's last week,
I went Pittman last week and it was all downs, and I was like, oh, they knew something I didn't.
I mean, just think about it like this. I do like your James Cook play as well, though, because I mean, think about when we played them, when Houston played them. Joe Mixon had 25 carries for 102 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, but the fact of the matter is the difference here is that Josh Allen can run the ball too, whereas CJ didn't run the ball as much.
True.
I like that, Jay. Yeah, I like Jay Taylor in this one. I can't believe he's the 4th highest owned though, man. I was hoping to get some contrarian love out of him.
I guess everyone's seeing the same thing a little bit.
Yeah, I was hoping nobody would be paying up for him because he's kind of just been contrarian every week. No, he hasn't been high owned any of these weeks, and now all of a sudden he is.
I'm just trying to see like what exactly. I mean, they got steamrolled by Derrick Henry, so like he had 24 carries for 199 yards and a touchdown. The Bills were, and then let's see. Breece Hall had 18 carries for 113 yards in their win over the Jets. Let's see.
You know, Jay, he has not had that many catches on the season, dude. I don't know if I like that 3.5. But that's probably why you're getting good odds.
Hey, Mayo, like we answer
you.
the questions. We hang in there because we will get to it, I promise, because we usually answer all the questions at the end. So just if you have anything else that would help us answer the question, I promise we'll answer it. So just hang in there and we'll get to the question at the end after we get through the slate of games so that we can make sure that we might answer your question going through. So and that
He's
goes for
only had
everybody else.
4% targets on the season.
Yeah, they don't throw it to him. He's not a dump off guy. That's Trey Sermon seeming to be. I've seen that recently with Trey Sermon getting the catches out the backfield.
He's in this week too.
Here, let me spout off some.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get that 3.5 there, Jay. That you might.
So for the Bills, they will be without Keon Coleman with a wrist injury. Amari Cooper questionable with a wrist injury, but I think he's gonna play. Reggie Gilman, their fullback, is questionable with a hip. He's just a special teams guy most of the time. Balin Spector, linebacker, is questionable with a calf injury. And then only injury that the Colts have is no Michael Pittman. So that's why Josh Downs is getting all the love. But you know what? Getting off that chalk, go to Alec Pierce or AD Mitchell.
I agree.
Because I saw Flacco going to both of them last week.
Yeah, he actually went to Pierce and AD Mitchell 12% each, both of them.
And I think
if they're not going to be chalk, that's perfect amount of targets for their price range. I mean, AD's 3,400.
Yeah, I mean he's 15% owned. He's higher owned than Pierce. But I mean, Pierce is just a pure like get down the field, and he's big.
That's what I was gonna say.
Dude's just bigger than what I always like. Every time I thought about it, every time I see him out there, he's just bigger than what I thought he was.
I think he's like 6'3".
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, Alex 6'3" or 6'4". He's a bigger receiver, and I mean, this seems more of a friendlier matchup just because I think at least the way this game's going to go, they're going to be down, so they're going to have opportunities to throw the ball. And definitely down the field because needing to get points to kind of catch up in the game. So he seemed to have been able to kind of connect with the quarterbacks more than Mitchell has, even though technically Mitchell is more of the speedier receiver, your sort of downplay receiver, but it just seems like the connection just isn't 100% there yet. But I guess from a get different play, you might want to try Mitchell. But I think from a performance, from the way this game flow might work, I think Pierce may be the better kind of second option outside of Downs.
Pierce is I just feel like he's just that guy that they go to like in the clutch because he's got the same body style as Pittman. Without Pittman out there, that Pierce is getting all those routes. Now on the other side of the ball, Amari Cooper is he's only 3% owned. I know he's questionable with that wrist injury, but they don't got anybody else to throw to besides Shakir. And then, of course, the tight end, Kincaid. But
what do you see for Kincaid tomorrow? You guys like Kincaid in this one?
I do.
He's not high owned, and
Colts allow the third most fantasy points per game to the tight end. So I like Kincaid in this one.
How much is Kincaid running for?
Tight end. He is 4,900 and he's only 8% owned, which is like the sixth highest owned. So not bad.
Drew. That's a good thought here. I mean, this is definitely it. It's just Pittman is. I don't know what's up with Pittman, dude. He's just like. I feel like he's kind of like. I'm not saying that he's literally washed, but he kind of feels like he's washed.
I do like Pierce more than any of them tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. I like Barkley and JT with fresh set. I don't know if I like Mixon. Detroit's got a solid run defense. That's who y'all are playing, right? Y'all are playing Detroit, right?
Yeah, that's him because he's FanDuel. He's FanDuel. He's looking for rushes and he gets the Sunday night game too. So that's a FanDuel thought.
I just know Detroit's like number 2 defense against the run, something like that. So
we get Nico.
Doesn't mean he can't work.
I just think that it's going to the offense still going to run through him, and then hopefully that because their pass defense is just phenomenal. So and then Nico's actually coming off that hamstring injury, so that's what scares me the most. But you know what though? Again, I still kind of like but Josh Jacobs is number 3 running back in the league right now. So and that's what most people don't know. It's Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and then Josh Jacobs at like 700 something yards. It is.
I mean, I don't know Houston as well as you do, but from what I see, I don't think they lean as much on the run as those teams.
Shit. Literally, that's all we've done for the last 3 weeks is run the ball because Joe Mixon
there. He couldn't run the ball for shit. Akers couldn't run the ball for shit. I was throwing it.
And then Mixon comes back and Mixon has done nothing but kill it ever since then. So,
but you know, I don't know if Nico comes back. I don't know.
My thing is, like, back on this game is, I think you could play. I think if you're mass entering this game, and even for a little bit of fresh as FanDuel purposes here, I like James Cook. I just now that the more I think about it, like what Brad said, is because the running backs have just at least pulled 100 down on the Colts like consecutive weeks in a row. And then touchdowns. Tank Bigsby had fucking 13 carries for 101 and 2 touchdowns against them.
Yeah, they've allowed 4 different 100-yard rushers this season. So James Cook is definitely in a solid matchup. But he isn't getting the ball much.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I think that's what Fresh is talking about too. Like y'all can play him. I'm good on that. I think I'm good on that too. I don't know if I'm gonna play him. He's got a solid matchup, but I play DraftKings. I need volume, bro.
Yeah.
You getting the ball 13 times as a running back is not volume. I'm good on that.
It's not enough.
That's probably a better FanDuel play, to be honest, because you don't need volume. You just need scores.
Touchdown.
Oh no, it also could be this is just like you said, Jonathan Taylor. Like he said too, Jonathan Taylor. So
what's the spread on this game?
Buffalo -4.
Yep. That's what it's looking like. And I think we said that. And after you said they haven't beat Indy since like 2009, that just got me wanting to do like a 3-team teaser with the Colts in there and get them at like plus 14.5, and that just looks so good.
Let's see.
Especially if they're just gonna run JT the whole time, just crushing clock.
Let's see. Because at Indy.
That's why I suck at sports betting, Fresh. I hit some nice ass parlays this season. I ain't gonna lie, but I definitely
we give a little bit of love to Vegas here. I would say we give some love to Vegas. They get it wrong sometimes, but Vegas pretty solid.
It's good to use Vegas for predicting games. Obviously, they're going to be wrong a lot too, but it's good to go off of.
I was wrong. The last time. What's this actually? The last time that they won was 98.
The Bills haven't beat the Colts since 98.
The last time they beat them in Indianapolis was 1998.
All right, I think I'm gonna place a bet on the Colts money line tomorrow, and you'll hear it here first on week 11. I lost that bet.
I still like Josh Allen and the crew. I do. I just think they'll have enough. Plus, if Amari Cooper ends up playing, I just think they have enough weapons to be able to one, beat that 4-point spread, but two, just to get the W.
1998 was the last time they beat them in Indianapolis.
This is the type of shit you hear mid-game when you got like your life savings on the Bills and they're losing by 3 touchdowns, and you hear the commentators say, hey, the Bills haven't beat Indy since like 1998, and you're sitting at home like, The fuck didn't I know that? I just bet my house on the Bills, man.
You do with the trivia master. You do with the trivia master now. Now you know.
We finally hear one first before it happens.
Yeah. It's that shit is the kind of stuff that got me kicked out of our friends group before, Phil. Remember? I know just random shit that I don't need to know. But yeah, it says 1998. What I'm looking at right here. So yeah, I don't know. I think this team's different. I think this team's better. I think the points. I think it's closer than 4. I think it's 3 points. But I think that Josh Allen and the boys get it done.
I think I put the Colts in a teaser and a money line parlay. Risk it for the biscuit.
It could. I mean, I personally need the Bills. Well, Brad does too, but need the Bills to win. So, yeah. So I want to go to the next one. This one might be. This one's a little more personal to Phil here. I know he hates doing anything with the Saints, but
my Saints have lost it this year. We're just gonna sit this one out. Hopefully, we don't win another game. Maybe we get a good draft pick. But as I'm not gonna say, man, it's injuries all season just slap us. As soon as they come back injured again or different injuries, and it's brutal.
Lattimore anymore as well to kind of help mask some of the deficiencies on defense.
Man,
so then that makes it a lot. It makes you want to lean definitely heavy into the offense on the Atlanta side, just given the fact again that you lose your number one corner. It doesn't matter what team you're on; that they're going to end up giving up a lot more yards, both through the ground, on the ground, and through the air. So, this may be a game to sort of even try. What do you guys think about Pitts tomorrow?
Well, he's back in tight end, Joe.
I like Atlanta's run game more than anything. I think that's their focus is running the ball. They go pass heavy when they have to, but I don't think they're going to have to in this game. We have no Shaheed, no Olave, no Lattimore, so it's not like we're going to be able to stop them from scoring where they're going to have to keep airing it out to gain some big lead. I just think that they're going to pound the run on us and
listen, the Falcons, J.D. Bertrand, linebacker, out with a concussion. Drew Dahlman, their center, questionable with an ankle. And then Drake London is questionable with his hip injury, but it looks like he's going to play. Expected to play according to what I'm looking at on ESPN. Now, there is a shit ton of injuries, just like you said, for the Saints.
Even Cedric Wilson is out, dude. He was like our only turd that's a veteran. That
your center is out with a groin injury. No Kool-Aid McKinstry. That was your number 3 cornerback. Out with the hamstring. No Olave out with the concussion. Probably going to go on IR. They even said he might not come back this season. Lucas Patrick, starting guard, out with an ankle. Rico Payton, I believe, is a depth cornerback, questionable with a back injury. John Ridgeway, defensive tackle, questionable. Nefe Sewell, which is a depth linebacker, questionable with a knee. Jamal Williams, questionable with a groin. And Cedric Wilson, obviously, like you just said, out with a shoulder injury. So you literally have no one to throw the ball to.
We got like this guy named Tipton and Marcus Valdez-Scantling, I think, something like that. And
this is a Taysom Hill game.
I was going to say this is a Taysom
Hill game. I am actually
run it, catch it, and throw it.
I'm going running him. Run Taysom
I'll tell you
Hill
this.
Tomorrow.
This is a prime matchup for Carr. Like, it doesn't look any better on paper, the QB against Atlanta. Like, QBs against Atlanta smash. But who the fuck's he going to throw the ball to? So
he's literally less than 1% owned. I might actually play.
You want to win the Millie? You play Derek Carr and pair him with like Tipton and Taysom Hill and run it back with Bijan for all the monies.
That's insane.
And watch it just like fucking work. Just watch it work. Watch my man Carr throw like 3 touchdowns tomorrow to like somebody they found in the stands before the game starts.
Be like, hey, you came off the street and you
who's that guy? Who caught that? And they're like, you guys wouldn't believe it. He was They found
6 catches for 159 yards, and you're like, what happened?
In the gutter.
One of those fans that shows up wearing full uniform and pads. He just goes out there, catches it.
Yeah, because but it's so crazy against Atlanta before. He was 28 for 36 for 239 yards, but he had no touchdowns. That was the game where he had an interception. He threw that pick 6. That was what killed Jaw.
That beat us by the defense, yeah.
Yeah, but
they beat us on defense. They didn't score a single touchdown on offense against us.
Jesus Christ.
But that's also when we had Lattimore. So let's temper that down now. If London should smash us as long as that injury isn't debilitating.
I mean, I'm almost kind of on the Mooney train here because I feel like that's who they'll run Drake out there as a kind of decoy type, and
well, neither one of them did shit against us, but we had Lattimore. But Lattimore Mooney's coverage doesn't change. That's why I don't like Mooney, because he had the same coverage he's gonna have again, and he couldn't do shit. It's London that didn't do anything that probably will now, because there's no Lattimore, and it's like. I just like Bijan and Taysom in this game. I'm good on London being injured. I'm good on Mooney being Mooney.
I mean, I like Taysom Hill here. I mean, I'm of the thought, like literally in my own season long that we'll talk about a little bit later. I'm actually going to run him out, and then I'm running him in the quarterback spot. I'm literally running him in a quarterback spot in Yahoo Fantasy. I've got nothing to lose at this point. So I'm going to literally I ran him in a quarterback spot last week and won. I'm running him in a quarterback spot again this week and just stacking another tight end in the tight end spot. So because I had Anthony Richardson as my quarterback, I was just like, fuck it. I can run Taysom Hill as quarterback, and I'm doing it. And it's worked out. So
I played him as my tight end last week, and it was good. He got all the points he needed to get, but let's see if he can do it again. But Fresh is right that he vouchers the TD, so he's just going to come in and take the TDs.
Yeah.
Either running them, throwing them, or receiving them. And that's why you got to play him.
What's up, Mock 10s? What's up, fellas? Yeah, so, man, I don't know. I
think that's all you can do in this game. I like the under.
I like the under as well on this one.
It's slow plotting, probably.
Yeah, we didn't let them score a single touchdown last time they played us. They got it on defense.
You don't like Kamara at all?
I don't like Kamara in a game where
he's highest owned. He's the highest owned running back. I just now see that.
Well, they think that because most people think there's no one else, but they need to understand, like Fresh said, it's Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
He will take all of the rushing touchdowns away from Kamara, and at his price point, you just can't fuck with that.
Yeah.
Kamara was like $6K, I'd say all day.
I mean, because he had 25. He had 25 points in the first matchup, and that was without Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom was out. I think we had our team though. Let's see. And he's 8,100, dude. In my mind, he's got to get 32 points. I don't see that happening.
Actually, Taysom Hill, that was the game where he had 6 attempts for 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill had 14 and a half points that game. I'm definitely smashing on Taysom Hill here because, like you just said, like Fresh, I mean, everybody's saying like you got to go to that, and that was the game he got hurt in. He got hurt in that game, but had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah, Taysom's an athlete, dude. He reminds like him and Christian McCaffrey, dude. They're just athletes.
Dude was big. Dude's big. I mean, I don't know why. I feel like if he came out of college now and he's not as old as he is, I feel like some team would just make an offense around him. Like kind of like what the Colts trying to do with Anthony Richardson, or other teams are doing with quarterbacks that have power but I feel like that Taysom Hill, I mean, he just come out and was like on special teams for the longest time. Dude's just he's a beast. But I think Atlanta takes this one though.
It looks like he could be related to you.
Who, Taysom Hill?
Yeah, y'all look alike.
I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not from Utah, bro. So yeah. So, but yeah, maybe
that's all I like on that one.
Yeah. So let's move because you just mentioned him, the return of the Mac, the C-Mac,
CMC.
Yeah, what we've all been waiting for 10 weeks. Are the people out here that are 2-7, that drafted Christian McCaffrey are in denial. I got my chance. I can make it into the playoffs now.
I wonder how many actually traded him away. Like, what percentage of people just said, screw it, trade him away and try to package a deal, and what people actually just hung on to him and kept him. That's what I would want to see on this one, because it's interesting if you're willing to hold out, plus in a season-long perspective, willing to hold out that long and wait it out, because it could cost you your season.
I mean, at this point, I don't know if like a lot of people traded him, and you obviously couldn't drop him because he was undroppable for the longest time. So a little bit of injuries. Nick Bosa, limited in practice, questionable with a hip injury. I really don't think it was a hip injury. I really think it was he just got a little in trouble with his political views, and he had to like dip out of the public eye for a week. Chris Conley, depth wide receiver, out with a hamstring. John Feliciano, center, questionable with a knee. Kevin Givens, defensive tackle, out with a groin. Defensive end, Yader Gross-Matos, out with a knee. C-Mac is back. Malik Mustafa, safety, depth, questionable with the calf. Debo, still questionable with that rib and the oblique injury. And then Chavarius Ward, their corner, out. He's a personal matter. And then Buccaneers, Evan Deckers, their long snappers, questionable. They're not getting Mike Evans back, even though they said they might this week. He's not coming back. Greg Gaines, defensive tackle, questionable with a calf. Jalen McMillan, questionable with a hamstring, but was limited in practice, so he's probably going to go. Tyke Smith, safety, questionable with a knee. And Jordan Whitehead, safety, questionable with a quad, but he looks like he's going to go too. So
I think this is a Juwan Jennings game. It's just my take. CMC being back hurts Debo. Debo being almost 7K. You need that extra rushing touchdown out of him or rushing upside of him, and CMC in here, I don't think he's going to get it. So, I think it's going to be Juwan Jennings on the outside and CMC and Brock Purdy on the San Francisco side. Fresh looks like he's trying to get Otten on the other side. That's tough. I really don't know what to do with the Bucs side at all. Maybe ownership might tell me. Let me see.
I mean, Otten's second highest owned, but you're looking at the wrong tight end, Fresh. I mean, I know because he's cheap. I mean, he's cheaper, but you're looking at the wrong tight end. George Kittle is going to fucking eat.
Did you?
Yes. Did you not see what Travis Kelce was doing? And CMC is back. All the CMC is going to do is decoy, and George Kittle's going to run the routes.
I mean, they've allowed a 20-point fantasy point tight end 3 straight weeks, so I get it. Ooh. Let's go to sports. So Kittle could eat. I mean,
what's up, John?
You got to pick somebody, right? So for me, it's always getting different. Let me see what Kittle.
Shout out to Sports for You. Shout out for the Sports for You.
Sports for You.
Did the boys some merch. Shout out John and Mark and Nick. Trell.
Appreciate that.
George Kittle, 5th highest owned. So yeah, it's just I don't know what he is on FanDuel. On DraftKings, 5,800. That is a little steep. It's a little for tight end, man. Give me some.
If Jalen McMillan is able to play tomorrow, I really like him.
He's he
plays somewhat a lot in the slot. I think you said Jalen McMillan coming off of injury, or he may or may not play. I actually like him in the receiver spot, 1st round pick for the Buccaneers this year. I talked about him a couple of times earlier this year. He has that ability to play through the slot. kind of open up the defense a little bit from that position. I think that in order to win this game, they're definitely going to have to air it out a little bit in order to move the ball against a pretty strong San Francisco defense, even with the injury. So,
no Ward, that helps a lot. I mean, he's their number one corner. So I think that helps. But
I like Fresh's take.
McMillan's had only a couple targets, so it's kind of hard to really justify it from a stats perspective. But again, you have to throw the ball. They're going to have to get it to someone with the injuries they have. And also, I would have to see what's the tight end rankings against the 49ers, because I know they have Fred Warner, and he's a pretty good just overall middle linebacker there sitting in the middle there. So I just would question whether he will actually be the play, just given that.
They're 10th against the tight end. 49ers are pretty good against the tight end.
Just trying to see.
But the wide receivers look fucking awful on Tampa Bay. 6% Sterling Shepard. This is targets, by the way, on the season. 4% Trey Palmer. 1% Raheem Jarrett, which, by the way, screwed me out of a big parlay last week by one catch. So it's probably Cade Otton on a bring back, but I probably wouldn't even bring back. I like Fresh's take, Purdy with Kittle and then pick a wide receiver.
Two just household name tight ends against the 49ers, Travis Kelce and Jake Ferguson, didn't even get over 50 yards combined against the 49ers in the two games that they played against them. So that tells you a little bit.
It doesn't look like a bring back kind of game. I don't see anybody that's got a good matchup on paper. I mean, doesn't mean they won't do something good off paper, but
best tight end that's gone against the 49ers has been Noah Fant. And that was because Seattle sees that 49ers defense twice a year. I don't know. Otton has been that guy. He's the savior of their team right now, I think. But at his ownership, I don't know if I'm trying to trail that or not.
I mean, Jennings had 15% targets last week, and Samuel had 16. So for the price difference and the ownership difference, give me Jennings. Pair him with Kittle, with Purdy, and just don't worry about a bring back. Dude, I was hoping Jared had a big game last week. I literally had like a 9-leg parlay, and everything hit except for that. And what I had wasn't even like receptions. What I had was he had to get more than 13.5 yards. He had one catch for 9. So essentially, I just needed another catch. Just give me another catch, 5 yards. Up to
you know what though? And I like your Juwan Jennings pick, but I like Ricky Pearsall too, and I hate that for my own sake.
Well, I like Ricky Pearsall, but he only got 3% last week, so it kind of scares me.
I mean, if he's cheaper than. I mean, it says that Debo's more than likely to play. Basically, it says.
Yeah, he'll probably play. But Debo, I think, is hurt value-wise by CMC playing. That's the only reason I don't want to look at Debo. I mean, Debo is a clear number one. He's clearly going to get more than Jennings and Pearsall target-wise, but fantasy production-wise, I'm hoping it's one of those Jennings weeks again.
It's fucking Jordan Mason is still 7,400, by the way, and cost.
Wild. I wonder if they think that like C-Mac and him are going to split this backfield.
But
that's not a bad look on it, man. That's a reason to not play CMC.
And Garindo the third, like he's been like he was blowing it up against the Cowboys when Mason, like people were already saying that he was going to take the number 2 spot after that game against the Cowboys. So, I mean, I think you can play CMC, but I don't. at this point, it's kind of like he's either going to blow up or just not be there.
I mean, first game back, man, I don't think that they give him, especially as well as Mason's done, I don't think he gets
fresh
the whole backfield. Yeah, see, I don't think, I agree with you. I don't think he gets the whole backfield. And Mason's done a good job. There's no reason for him to get the whole backfield. Let's keep this guy healthy and not.
So we can make a playoff push.
Yeah. Let's keep him healthy. Let's share the backfield up a little bit. So for me, I'm not playing CMC. I mean, he'll probably get a touchdown. He'll probably get 15 to 20 fantasy points, but 8K? Is he 8K? My man needs 32.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. San Francisco. Yeah, he's 8K. I don't see him getting 32 fantasy points on his day back.
I thought, is that a sideways thought about one of the running backs in Tampa?
He gets a 40 on us and we don't play him. Might as well just stop watching the main slate. Wait for that night slate. Hit the showdown.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, like I said, I'm just thinking about a running back for the Bucks, man. Kareem Hunt had 22 fantasy points against the 49ers.
Can't do it.
I mean, it's gonna be that week that Rashad White attends.
He's due, right?
Fucking Millie Maker after consecutive weeks of Millie Maker action last season. It's gonna be that week that we don't say, "Hey, play a Buccaneers running back."
Well, I guess the argument could be though that when you have a pass rush like the 49ers, you're gonna need to kind of dump it off, get it out of your hands quick. What better way to do that than to kind of dump it off to your running backs there? So it could potentially set up for that type of a matchup when you're definitely trying to kind of score to keep up with the other side.
I'm just trying to look at like what running backs have done against the 49ers. Kareem Hunt seems to have had the best game against them so far. Yeah. I mean,
Rashad White had a season low carries last week. Scored his first rushing touchdown.
They've not been great. They've been great against them.
49ers are allowing 38 receiving yards per game to running back. So it's kind of favorable to Rashad White.
Yeah, there's not been someone that's just put up like a shit ton of yards against 49ers minus Kareem Hunt.
Was Bucky out last week? Because he's in this week.
I don't think he was out last week.
I think it was one of the weeks.
They were in bye. They were on excuse me. No, I believe they did play. They believe he did play, yes. Because I remember seeing him in the game. Yeah, there's not been a big 100-yard rusher against the 49ers, so may just need to fade them totally. I mean, James Conner and Kareem Hunt have done the best against the 49ers. So James Conner had 19 carries for 86, and then Kareem Hunt had over 100 and a touchdown.
Do you guys see this going over the 55? Because I'm not necessarily sure this goes over the 55 tomorrow.
No, I'm thinking under.
The way I just don't. I see them trying to run the ball both sides. You know how effective they are. I'm not 100% sure, but it just seems like 55 is a little high for me.
San Francisco's projected 28. I see that. I see maybe 30 to 35, but I just don't see the Bucks doing it.
Bucks put up 24 against the Chiefs. And that defense has been fucking great.
Good. They did look good. I was shocked. That was showdown though, or prime time.
It was Monday night.
At prime time. Those I don't ever use those in my analysis. I think they're all bullshit.
I'm putting my foot down, smashing. I ain't got a lock of the week. You guys got locks, but my lock of the week is fucking George Kittle. I will play George Kittle. I will play George Kittle in DFS just for the simple fact that the matter is of what Travis Kelce did to the Bucks. And I feel like that it's just with CMC out there, it just makes it that much more want to go to him because
I agree with that.
He just wants them. He he's there, and people are going to be like, okay, we got to pick one. We really have to pick one, and they're not going to pick him. So I'm gonna Jarrett.
I'm not going back to Jared Rakeem after my man couldn't get me 15 yards last week, 14 yards.
I mean that Miller kid, Bryce Miller or whatever his name was.
That was with McMillan out. He couldn't do that. McMillan is back in this week.
Yeah.
So, no Jarrett for me. He's lost it for me.
If Mike Evans was playing, I would be playing Mike Evans, but he's not.
And he was on the field so much. I remember watching the game. I'm like, he's on the field. I don't know why he's not getting the fucking ball. I'm watching the plays. He could not. Fresh. He couldn't get open. Fresh. Jarrett could not get open.
From right now, from what I'm seeing, that he was limited practicing, is questionable. So McMillan it said that he's gonna play. And that could work. But I'm telling you, I like Kittle. And I know it sucks that he's 8,000 on FanDuel. That's crazy. But FanDuel,
that's a Kelsey price.
FanDuel sees the same thing.
Yep.
That's a Kelsey price.
I mean,
I just don't know on FanDuel if Kittle is worth that price with CMC and Debo both in.
George Kittle
would have to get the
tight end 2. I mean, tight end 2 and tight end 3 in fantasy football right now are in this ball game. So you got Kittle at tight end 2 with 126 points, and this is PPR points, by the way. And Cade Otton with 107. So, and George Kittle's done that in 7 games, and Cade Otton's done it in 9.
Let's see. He said the last time they played, White popped off. Let me see, because I don't know anything about that. Rashad White, 9 attempts for 30 yards and 1 touchdown. I don't know if that's popping off. That was the last time they played.
Was that in the playoffs?
That was November 19th, 2023. So that was
17 points.
The same time last year. He had 9 attempts. No, that's not 17 points.
Yeah.
He had 9 catches. He had 9 attempts for 30 yards.
Yeah. He had a touchdown, 6 receptions for 28 yards.
The touchdown is 6. The yards is 3. That's 9. Where do you get the other? He
had 6 receptions for 28 yards.
Oh, I didn't look at the receiving.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that.
Oh, yeah, 6 for 28. Yeah, I don't know if that's a smash though. How much is he? Rashad White, where are you? There's Rashad White's 5,900, so that ain't gonna do it. You need like 20 to 24.
He was not. This is the thing. He was not in the Millie Maker in Week 11, that game last season. But Brock Purdy was against Tampa. So just so you know.
Oh, another Brock Purdy in the Millie.
Yeah.
What about Kittle in that game? Let me see what Kittle did. Receiving. Kittle, 8 receptions, 89 yards, 1 touchdown on 9 targets. Yeah, that's a good game. That's 8, 9, let's say 17.
22.9 is what it's saying.
Yeah, I was about to say 23. So
let me see because DraftKings might have scored him a little different. Just hang on.
That's just essentially where he's at. I mean, one more. He had 9 targets. If that other target was a catch for 11 yards, he would have got the 100-yard bonus. So could have said essentially 23 to 26 points. That ain't going to cut it on FanDuel, dude, at 8K. That's just not going to do it.
Not in FanDuel.
That's not going to cut it on FanDuel. I don't know if I played Kittle on FanDuel. He's 8K on there. That's crazy.
He had 18.9 on FanDuel.
Tight end, he is how much on DraftKings? 5,800. So
22.9.
That's spot on. If he has a game like he did last year, he gets you your value. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
And like I said, if he gets that extra boost from that other catch, then he's killing it.
It's because there's no tight end, like big tight end smash plays this week, because no Brock Bowers to bring his price down on FanDuel. And Otten's not, Otten's not him, Otten's good, but he's not to bring his price down.
That's why. He's right. That is what Evans and Godwin in too on the Rachaad White. So he might be do a couple extra receptions.
Yeah, and then of course, like you get the bump value in FanDuel because you get exposure to Dalton Schultz and Sam Laporta in the nighttime game. So, I don't
Fresh. Run it, dude. Run the fucking. I don't know about Baker though, dude. Run Rachaad White.
I'm taking 49ers here though. I'm going put my stamp on it. 49ers. Kittle smash. I don't know if they get 28.5 though.
I like the 49ers.
Favored by 6.5. I got them winning by a touchdown. Yes, McMillan is their number one now. He was just out last week.
Yeah, with a hit because the game before he came off with that problem. So we kind of alluded to this to James Conner and the boys there in Arizona. 46, it's okay, but I feel like this is run heavy.
I think it's a sneaky game for my man Adams. It's been quiet. No one's going to be on him, right? Let me see before I say that.
13%.
Is he? Yeah. He is high up there. No. I can see Adams popping in this one.
And then Garrett Wilson right behind him after that Air Jordan catch he had.
Oh, it's hell of a catch, dude.
Super, super raw dogging it, dude. It made me feel bad. I was watching that game, and I'm like sitting there. It was the night we got to Mexico, and I'm sitting there watching the game, and I had just I was sitting there, and I was at the bar eating food, and they turn it on, and I'm like, all right, we're going to be all right. And then that shit happens, and I'm like, I just made these dudes turn soccer off to watch this shit. I'm the only person in this restaurant bar, and I made them turn the TV, and this shit happens, and I'm like, bruh. They're like, these dudes just looking at me like, the fuck.
Devontae Adams has had only one good game against them, and I don't even know if it was good. Like himself.
In career?
Yeah, when he was on Green Bay for 2 of them, and when he was on the Raiders for 1 of them. So one game in 2015 on Green Bay, he had 3 receptions on 6 targets for 42 yards. Fucking dud. Second game in 2018, he had 8 receptions on 13 targets for 93 yards, and he had a touchdown that game. So that was probably a good game.
You said 18?
But then in 2022 on the Raiders, he only had 2 receptions for 12 yards.
Yeah, so in that 2018 game, he had 23 fantasy points.
Yeah, so one good game against the Cards, but
it's just because he didn't play them often. I mean, they were never.
But he had Aaron Rodgers throwing to him in 2018 and 2015, right?
Yeah. Yes, right. You're correct.
So I don't know. That's tough. I wanted to hope he was much better against them than what that just said.
Well, it's again, like I said, he didn't play them much. And I don't know. I think Devontae he's okay. He's okay, but I don't know if I'm betting the house on him. But he's been I feel like the connection he's kind of made in the last couple weeks with Aaron Rodgers, but that could be the primetime thing.
Well, I guess in this matchup, the Cardinals are sort of bottom of the league as far as for pass defense. So I guess this would be a prime matchup for Adams to sort of get right in comparison to some of the other matchups. It's just a matter of seeing if the chemistry is there with Rodgers tomorrow. So, I mean, again, I think, Phil, you may be on to something a little bit. I know, again, he hasn't necessarily proved it in the previous matchups, but it just seems like they're particularly bad in the past matchup. Whereas on the flip side, they're actually top in the league, top 10 in the league against the run. So I wonder here in this matchup if the Jets see the same thing, potentially try to air it out a little bit more than they would have be going with the guy on the screen there with Breece Hall.
So the injury report for the Jets, Michael Carter the second, nickel corner, questionable with the back, but he was full participant in practice. Tyler Conklin, tight end, questionable with the ankle, but was a full participant as well. Jake Hansen, their guard, out with a hamstring. Morgan Moses, their left tackle, questionable with a knee, was a full participant in practice as well, though. They will be without C.J. Mosley, their captain there on defense. Chaz Surratt, linebacker, questionable with a heel. Solomon Thomas, defensive tackle, questionable with a knee. And Elijah Vera Tucker, it looks like he's a full press participant in practice, even though he's questionable. And then for the Cards, Darius Robinson, defensive tackle, out with a calf. Jalen Thompson, safety, questionable with an ankle, did not practice. And then Jonah Williams, one of their tackles, questionable with a knee, but was limited in practice. So nothing that's relevant. It doesn't really look like that's going to be game wrecking on that side of the ball.
Yeah, the Cardinals have allowed the 11th most fantasy points to outside wide receivers. So sounds like the Adams game. It's just history didn't look good. And then Garrett Wilson looks good just from volume standpoint. I would say I don't like Wilson on FanDuel.
What is it? I mean, but he's more expensive than Devontae.
How much is Adams going for?
7,000 and Garrett is 7,200. I think that's your difference in your 3% difference in ownership is just pure savings. Because the ceiling for both of them is relatively just shy of 30 points. I would think.
Let me see. $12 and $14. Both on the slower side for offenses, like snaps per game. 62 and 63. So 62 for Arizona, 63 for the Jets.
I mean, I think this could be Breece Hall just beating the shit out of the Cards.
I agree with that.
Front end. Because what was the last game?
They've given up 7th most fantasy points per game to running backs. So I could see that. And Breece Hall is a beast who gets the ball a lot, gets that volume that we talk about.
I was going to say, what did the Bears do against them? Bears didn't do shit against the Cardinals. But Devin Achane 2 weeks ago, 10 carries for 97 yards. Mostert 9 carries for 19. Jalen Wright 2 for 18. So I mean they were carrying the ball. So this could be you could see Breece Hall and what's his name? Braylon Allen both.
This could also be a good James Conner game, even though it's different because, and I'll let Brad hop in, but Mixon and Najee both had 100-yard games against the Jets this season. So
I was just going to jump in and say that Allen has kind of gone away since the coaching change. It seems like it was almost like that was more Salah's guy. Yeah. But as soon as Salah left, it seems like he's just going downhill as a fantasy owner of him. I've been hoping to see him kind of spark a little bit as the season kind of wore down a little bit more, but it seems like they're going more so to Allen. To Breece Hall recently.
You know what? I was thinking about this. I know this could be a division thing, but
I do like Conner.
But the Patriots, you're good. The Patriots beat them, right? And Drake May had 3 carries for 46 yards. What does Kyler Murray do? Run the ball. I know he doesn't throw. I mean, they're great they're pretty good against the pass. But what does Kyler Murray do? Run the ball. I mean, like
he's gonna have to scramble a little bit to kind of make the type of plays he's gonna need to make to win this game tomorrow.
I mean,
if they're
Drake
gonna make it over
hurt.
that 46 points, he's gonna have to scramble a little bit. Improvise on the run in order to get some downfield throws to really kind of break open that Jets defense.
I wouldn't play Murray. Jets have allowed only 2 quarterbacks to get more than 13 fantasy points against them.
Wow.
That's that doesn't sound like a quarterback type game. Even if Murray runs all over him, he's gonna need to like be number 3.
But what did Russell Wilson have against? I mean, obviously you're gonna say that's a was a night.
Well, he couldn't have had a lot because what I'm seeing was only
25.
Oh, so Russell Wilson was probably one of them.
16 completions for 29 yards. I mean, 29 attempts for 264 yards and a touchdown. And he had 3 rushing attempts for 3 yards and a touchdown. So
it seems like also, I guess Murray's kind of allowing Connor to run it a little bit more. The last 3 games, I see Connor's got 19, 20, and 18 carries just on the ground there in addition to the pass game. So it seems like just as Phil was kind of mentioning a little bit earlier before this point was that it seems like Connor may actually be even a strong but again, I mean, he's going up against a tough defense, but it just seems like they're giving him touches. He's getting into the end zone. He's gotten to the end zone, not this week, but last week. Might be an interesting play depending on the ownership. But definitely from a season long, I can't see why you wouldn't run him.
So he's averaging over 70 rush yards a game. And Jets have allowed a couple people gashed him for over 100. So I think he's a good play. That might be sneaky. I haven't looked. Let's see. Damn, man, everything I think is sneaky. People are on it this week. He's 7th highest to own. Yeah, 7th highest to own, man. It's
because he's 6,500. That has a lot to do with it. You know, that price. People are not passing up that price.
No, especially when you get somebody with that kind of volume, that kind of average on rush yards. Even if Jets are a good, on paper, running back defense, they have allowed players to gash them, and he's
priced. James Conner is priced with DeAndre Swift. That should tell you everything you need to know. He's priced with DeAndre fucking Swift.
Who I played last week and let me down, by the way. Who's actually pulling more ownership than James Conner this week, too. So if you're looking for leverage, there you go, James Conner. Same price range, and you get leverage off of Swift.
Yeah.
He's getting the carries. You know, if he gets a couple close to the end zone, it might be enough.
I mean, there's absolutely no love for anybody on this team. I mean, it's just because they've done what they've done to other teams. The Jets they're just so bad, but they're good against all the position groups. It's just really weird.
It is.
And it's like what about Trey McBride? Well, his ceiling's there, but they're like 8th against the tight end. And that's just weird. That's weird to me.
Yeah, he only had. Wait, where is it? Oh no, okay, he had a lot last week.
You talking about McBride?
Yeah, he's a beast. That's for sure. What's his ownership? Good leverage.
Nobody's giving him any love though. I mean, it's like,
let's see.
It's that
tight ends are just not like, I mean, 50 yards here and there.
Jets have given up the 6th fewest fantasy points per game to opposing tight ends. So that's what I'm
saying. That's what I'm looking at. It's like they haven't been giving up a lot to the tight end.
But he gets a fucking ton of targets. So he's still viable on DraftKings, but I would say not viable on FanDuel.
I mean, Hunter Henry went 5 for 45, and that's just not enough. 6 targets. It's not enough to pay up for him. So, but I don't know. I want to say the Cardinals win this ball game. Even though that the Jets are a 1.5 favorite on the road. I don't think they fluke 2 weeks in a row.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm going Jets here. Actually, I just think that defense might have found a little something down the stretch here, and I think this matchup kind of lends to that a little bit. I think they find a way to squeak out another win tomorrow. A-Rod.
Yeah, I go I'm going Jets on this one.
Okay, I'll be the odd man out. Well, I mean that's pretty much the game. Did you have any other games that Phil that you had picks that you might like? Oh, you wanna do the fun? You wanna do the fun stuff real quick?
It's fun time.
Fun time.
So let's then we got a little bit of fun. This is for everybody that's been here. You guys have been hanging out with us for an hour and a half or hour and 11 minutes now. So it's that time. Remember, you got to be a subscriber. You got to like, share.
Let's go.
Tell all your friends.
Beautiful.
And be the first person to answer the trivia question. So Phil, you wanna show here? I'm gonna put you up there real quick so everybody can see it. So
taking over me.
Show the there you go. So if you guys can see that, yeah. See that little medallion down there? That is the authentication with a little QR code that you can scan, right, Phil?
Take you right to the Beckett authentication code, verifying it. Ready to go to his new owner.
So
I bought this jersey strictly to give it away. It's not one that I've owned and wore. So this was purchased just to give it away to the one lucky podcast viewer, shows us love.
So if you guys are ready for what you've all been waiting for, I'm about to ask the question. Be the first person to answer the question. You see an answer in the chat? Put one in there.
And be a follower.
Yes.
So
yes, you have to be
a follower. Keep answering just in case we move to the next person. Or if somebody doesn't want to give their address for me to mail this lovely thing to, it'll automatically go to the next person.
Yes. So that's another thing. We've done these little giveaways before and no one wants to give their address. And I know it sucks. Like you don't want 3 dudes from off the street to get your address. Well, I promise you, we're probably the least 3 scumbags that you could give your address to. So we
giving
all have
away free stuff.
Fine background checks. So I am about to ask the question. Pay attention, okay? So, what current Dolphins teammate of Tyreek Hill played with him in 2014 in college, and where did they play?
2-part question. Both answers need to be correct.
I will ask it again. What current Dolphins teammate of Tyreek Hill played with him in college in 2014, and where did they play?
What college did they play for?
Yeah.
I think if you've been listening to the last couple shows, definitely the college should start to spring up here. We talked about the college the last couple episodes.
Yeah, little breadcrumbs here and there. So,
well, Nick, you're only answering. He's just saying Raheem.
Come on, guys. This is
here we go. Nick's throwing out some stuff.
Yeah, Nick's throwing out answers. There's 199 people.
Nick's he's getting close.
There is a team that he plays with right now on the Dolphins.
Currently on the Dolphins that he went to college with and was also on his college football team.
And
check that Miami roster.
The answer has not been answered yet.
It's not out there yet.
No one has correctly answered it.
It's 2 parts. There is a player and the school.
College.
It's got to be together. And I'm not going to tell you if you have the school right or not.
What's crazy is I was like in a shoe line one time to win some like crazy rare shoes, and people started like rioting, and the cops came, and one of the cops got everything organized. He let somebody skip the line who could answer a similar question, and it was a 2-part question. It was I don't remember it, but it was something about who Jordan played with at a certain school, and some dude like literally just knew it out the crowd instantly. It was a 2-part question. He was like, "You front of the line, let this guy all the way at the back skip everybody that's been out there for hours." And I was like, "Oh my god!" But comes down to knowing the knowledge, the trivia. You want to win, gotta know it.
Play this. Okay, pay attention to the year 2014 and who did he play with? What school did he go to? And what player on the Dolphins currently did he play with? 2014.
Need the player and
the school.
We're seeing some schools, but we need the
I need the player too.
Yeah.
Need the player too. It's not Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, I'll tell you it's not Raheem.
We
Not
could tell
Calais
you that.
Campbell.
We could tell you that as well. Check that roster. Get this jersey.
Because I wanted to make it. I've been dropping them.
Not
just
Damian
throwing out
Williams,
names.
and it's
Yeah, I mean
not Elkins.
there's 53 guys on there, and Tyreek Hill's one of them. So you're down to 52, and we know it's not Calais Campbell and Raheem Mostert. So now you're down below 50. So just keep looking at the roster.
Not Damian Williams.
You can do it. You guys can do it. Come on.
2014. Go back and look at where he went to school in 2014 and look at that roster. There's plenty of websites. Oh my God.
As a tip, the guy that he went to school with, is he a starter on the Dolphins right now, or is he a bench player?
I believe he's a starter. Let me look at the depth chart to give you exactly this.
Is he offense or defense?
Oh God, if I give you that,
a role player. You gotta give both.
Gotta give
the school and the player.
School and the player.
School and player.
School and player. Come on, we need school and player in one answer.
It all together.
All together in one response.
And player. School and player. Like what team did they play
School
together?
And player.
Oh man. Okay, so what do we do? Ty, do we go Ty goes the winner here? Like what do we say? Because it's been answered.
I would say it's between Nick and WW Fresh.
So yes, it is Emmanuel Ogbah and it is Oklahoma State. Okay. What's up, Tip? You just missed the giveaway, bro. Okay, so Fresh says he answered it first. So should we go? So I mean, he did it. He did give both of them back to back.
He did.
So
it's
Oklahoma. It's
going down to the wire now.
So what do we do, fellas? I mean, obviously they both answered it correctly. He did it 2 messages versus 1 message. What do y'all think? I think Fresh did it and answer, even though he didn't answer it in the same message. He answered it 2 back to back.
I'm gonna defer, since it's my jersey. I'm gonna defer to Brad and Cody on the decision winner, so that way it doesn't look any type of bias because I'm the jersey holder. So.
Well,
no bias from me. It goes to Brad and Cody as the ultimate judges on how the answer was presented, when it was presented, and who wins it.
It's almost like a court case over here.
So do it. So should I pull
my Supreme Court justice hat on a little bit?
Should I pull another question out my ass and make it fair?
I'm leaving it to you and Brad. Y'all decide.
Okay.
I don't want to be the
decider. Fresh and Nick, since you both answered it. And you both answered it kind of separately. I think that let's do one more question. So we know that it's going to go to Fresh or Nick, but I'm going to ask another question, and I will give whichever one of you gets it. I'll give another one of you a prize.
It's going down in the DMs right now.
So Nick, I got something. Nick,
little runners up gift.
Yeah. So this one's specially for Nick because we know he's a Pats fan. So Nick, if you lose, you get this. Fresh, if you lose, I got something else for you.
Why don't you just give that to Nick and I'll give this to Fresh?
I think that might have to be the move. I think Fresh was there a little bit earlier. I know,
Nick, I know you're a Pats fan,
spots,
so
Not the G Nick, but I think he did kind of give the answers
He
out.
doesn't want Nick.
Not to try to cut you out, Nick.
Nah, I got multiple.
You gotta give it to somebody.
Fresh, you ain't give me your address. Fresh, I didn't even have your address. I got multiple.
Don't type your address in the chat.
No, do not.
You're gonna get some kind of like weird shit in the mail.
Fresh, what is your favorite team? I need to know that because I know.
We hope that this was going to be a jolly time a little bit.
So now we get all right. So let's do this. Let's do this.
My fingers are getting this all greasy. Not coming
so
on.
I really think that Fresh got it first, not to hold you, Nick.
Fresh answered it first. The problem was the way that Fresh answered it was 2 parts and they were question marks. Nick took Fresh's answer and answered it right, but Fresh was the one who answered it correctly. And that's why I deferred to y'all, you know. But Nick is a Pats fan. So if you want to give him the Pats stuff, I can send this to Fresh. I'm going to do another signed something giveaway for probably subs only at some time during this season as well.
This isn't the last giveaway. This isn't the last one. We're going to keep doing this. This is just the first of many. If you aren't able to get a win this time, hopefully on the next one, you'll be able to definitely answer the question before and get you some prizes out here.
I'm out here getting this box all greasy for some reason.
How about this? Let's give this one to Fresh. Let's give it to Fresh. Nick, I got you. I will go personally find you some Pats gear that is signed, and I will send it to you myself. Yeah?
Nick said he's a Tyreek Hill fan, didn't he?
Nick is a Pats fan.
I know Nick personally.
That's why I didn't want to.
A Tom Brady jersey?
I'm
gonna get you a Tampa Bay Tom Brady jersey. Don't F with me, Fizzy.
I need a Tom Brady jersey. Send that man a Tampa Bay Tom Brady jersey.
So,
with your signature on the back of it.
Fresh, send me your address. Send me your address, Fresh. now it's done got off the rails.
But
off the rails a little bit.
We know for future giveaways, the question gotta be answered completely in one go.
And I made it so you guys couldn't Google it. That's the reason why I tried to make it a 2-part question, because if I'd have just asked you what college you went to in 2014, you just would have been Oklahoma State. That'd have been it. So, but
send that man the Tampa Bay jersey that says Brady on the back, and then all 3 of us at Ballers and Breaks
says not Tampa Bay, not Tampa Brady. Fresh out here just wrecking folks for no answers.
Wow. Going down.
Fresh, come on, Fresh. Calm down, Fresh.
Everyone won. Everyone wins. We all win.
Yeah, and Fizzy, you know that you're actually in the Discord chat, so calm down, everybody. Calm down. Let's just have fun here. Go to but Fresh, you get it, and then send me your address, man. Let's hop into
I'm gonna give mad respect to pulling that answer out too, because I never heard of this dude a day in my life until Cody told me earlier on the phone what the answer was gonna be. So that's why I asked, is this guy offense, defense? I still have no idea who he is. So
he's a defensive
he played for the Browns. I think he got drafted by the Browns.
Drafted by the Browns
originally.
Yeah.
I think maybe even a little bit higher, and then he ended up signing over with the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an outside linebacker.
Well, does he start?
Yes.
Emmanuel Ogba.
Yeah. He's a starting outside linebacker for them, but he's pretty good actually. I tried to think of something that would just kind of tie Tyreek Hill to Oklahoma State, but it is what it is.
So once Cody gives me that address, I'll send it out fresh. Nick's a troll. Don't let him get to you. He's a troll. He's gonna troll you. Don't let him get to you.
We got you, Fresh. I got it. So, but just so you guys can, I do a little fun here. It's another game that we got on tap. Brad and I are playing one another in fantasy season long this week, and look at our over under 258.
Nah, he's not gonna ride you. Y'all become good friends.
Yeah, I've hated Nick / Fizzy my entire existence of knowing the dude, like, but it's all like straight shit. So Nick, I told you I will find you some Pat's memorabilia.
Nah, send his ass a Tom Brady Tampa shirt. Yeah. With our signatures on it. And our signatures won't be our names. It'll be us trying to sign Tom Brady on it.
Yeah.
And whoever signs it the closest, you'll have.
It's Thomas Brady. Yeah. So this is mine and Brad's
tongue in cheek, a little season long show.
Yeah. So here is our lineups for tomorrow. We wanted your guys' thoughts on who y'all think's gonna win here, because y'all always say who's gonna win for us, but I mean, he had Joe Burrow, and I agree with you. I feel like we do need to give a little more love to the quarterback here. 33 points
hurts a little bit for 428 yards. You would think, yeah.
I mean, at least maybe 40 points, like at least 40.
2007.
Yeah, but
I'll have Jermo.
We're just to give a little feedback. This is a 14-man league. I think this is our first year with anything over a 12. I know I've been in a 12 and a 10. So just to kind of give a little background on this league and sort of the players are kind of why we grab where we grab. We wouldn't have a sort of a league stack full of, number ones across. If we were in a, an 8-man or a 10-man, you'll probably see that. But just with the 14-man, it's good actually to show everyone kind of sort of the type of players you'll have in a 14-man league versus, what you would have in the 12 and the 10. So started off kind of strong on the Burrow side, but, if anyone in season long knows, you might start strong on a Thursday and be crying on Sunday night, boy. I tell you what. And you think, oh man, everything's going good. And you see those percentages and the projections, and you'll be looking like you would. I don't even want to get into politics. And then you turn around and find out that it's not that way. So, it's just funny how it goes like that.
I mean, I'm literally starting Taysom Hill in tight end spot over Sam Laporta against you, just so that you know.
And I have
that's a good stack you got there, Brad. She just called out the Burrow Chase combo. That's nice.
Yeah. Nessa's got that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Fresh Nick ain't sending nobody to your house.
I don't see how Nessa's losing her league. You have to get back to us next week on that to let us know. But I don't know if you lose that game or whatever. Man, I can't see it with that much points that you would have scored off of just those two players.
But man, let's jump into. I mean, we've been here an hour and a half. We can jump into a little bit of questions since the wheels have totally fallen off of the show.
We'll take some questions for fantasy lineups tomorrow.
Let's see.
I think we had AO.
Yeah, so there's one at the top here. Hang on. Untamed says, had Chase, Brown, and Andrews on Thursday. Should I start or sit the rest of my lineup? I mean, I would go ahead and just ram your opponent straight into the ground. Just ground and pound him, bro. Like, I mean, if you were in our league, you get paid for being the top scorer. We play in a league where half half our money goes to a weekly pot and half of it goes to the jackpot at the end. So we get a little.
We play for money in our league. We do not play. This is no just fun. You gotta.
We get a
It's
little
a grown man's
player.
league. You got to put your money up, or shut up a little bit.
Yeah, so. DFS, a little DFS pricing, a little DFS love here. So, and then, so Mayo A says Shakir over Tyreek Hill this week, and I'm assuming he says Tyreek Hill's questionable
due to the Tyreek Hill giveaway. I'm gonna say Tyreek Hill.
I think I'm gonna say Tyreek Hill as well. I mean, he's due for one of those blow up games. I mean, he's just due for one. And I think now that Tua is starting to kind of work his way back into this, I think you're gonna start to see the Hill that you've seen before in the past.
I mean, it's literally I'm never starting Shakir. That's just a question that I would. You picked him in the first round for a reason. It's kind of like you're married to him, like you're married to him. It's just like all these 10 kids he's got. All these women are stuck to him for the rest of their life, or he's stuck to these women. So yes, you're stuck to Tyreek Hill. You play Tyreek Hill, and unless there's somebody in the flex that you can flex out. So, Bo Murphy's Packers says Minnesota or Philadelphia's. What's up, Chandler?
What's good, Chandler?
Minnesota or Philadelphia's, New York Giants or Chicago's. I'm assuming defense. Giants or Chicago, Minnesota or Philadelphia's. Bo, if you're still here, bro.
Do not listen to Nick Fresh.
If it makes you feel better, I'll time him out. I'll time Nick out.
Nick is the direct definition of an internet troll.
Yeah, he ain't doing nothing. He's just doing it just to talk.
Yeah, he's not a criminal, a gangster, or anything like that. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Well, I know you got Minnesota versus Jackson. You got Philly versus
Dallas.
Who's Dallas tomorrow? I think I guess both are playing backup quarterbacks. I like Minnesota's blitz scheme and the way they really kind of disguise their blitz and what Mike Flores is doing. So I'll take that against the Jets tomorrow. Unfortunately, over the other teams.
Yeah, I like Minnesota here, if that's a question that he's asking. And then if we're saying
love Minnesota here, as I said.
And Chicago is not bad. It's not a bad play against the Patriots, but I feel like that they're giving them too much love, and that game's going to be slow. So I like Minnesota out of those four.
I think I'm playing Sam Darnold tomorrow in single entry. I'm going to just keep it real. And their defense.
I mean, 25 is not bad. I mean, because this is what Mayo said. He said that Tyreek Hill's questionable, but I mean, a questionable Tyreek Hill is still better than a fully healthy other people. So
I've seen Tyreek Hill end up in a milli maker coming in as questionable, and it happened week 1 of this year, just so you know, and high chalk. But
Jason here says start 2 Stevenson, Eckler, or Jennings.
He gave some more information after that. I forgot what it was though.
He says he started because he's back in he said start, and then he said start 1 bad matchup, Jennings or Wan'Dale Robinson. Sutton with a bad matchup against the Chiefs.
Sutton all day.
Sutton, Jennings or Wan'Dale. I mean, that shit. That's a morning game against the Panthers. Wan'Dale's not a bad play just because Wan'Dale's a gimmick guy, but Sutton, I feel like, is probably could eat. They're going to have to. He's going to have to. Bo Nick's going to have to throw him the ball for them to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
But here, this one says start 2 Stevenson, Eckler, or Jennings.
Who's
the Commanders play the Steelers, and Eckler is going to be number 1 because Robinson's out.
Steelers got an elite defense.
Give me Eckler and Stevenson here. Stevenson has a lot of production within the offense, so I like him and Eckler if there's no Robinson tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, because let me see, make sure. Yeah, B-Rob's out with a hamstring, and then they have no kicker, or they have a backup kicker. So I think that's possible.
Or actually, I want Jennings over Stevenson.
But I know he asked him here too. Like, so I mean, maybe that's two different teams. But here, I like Sutton better over Jennings, and then over here, maybe Jennings.
I agree.
Actually, yeah, it depends on really what how Debo fares here. Again, of course, I don't like Stevenson. I have him myself, and I don't like running him out. It just doesn't go off when I need him to, and then he shits me. He shits on me when I don't play him. So I hate him. I really hate him. I'd rather play Jennings and just risk it, I think. He said he's in shambles for playing Tipton or starting Tipton.
No, that's the one for Saints.
Yeah,
right?
He did that shit. Yeah.
No, I think you're good for that, dude. Cedric Wilson's out. So it's him and Valdez and Taysom. That's it. So, I mean, who knows what the dude can do? Probably nothing, but like I wouldn't say you're in shambles for starting him. I think it's a good start.
Yeah. War Eagle says the streak's still alive, but it might end this week. No.
Against Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah, that's got to be the problem.
It's got to be.
But he's got you. Oh, he probably didn't play Joe Burrow and played and left Jane Daniels in because he's got Burrow.
Jaden Daniels against the Steelers matchup, man, that is a tough one. I would have played Burrow over Daniels this week.
Yeesh.
And who's that fucking dude on the Steelers? He's gonna be shadowing McLaurin. So
talking about Joey Porter?
Yeah.
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, he's gonna be shadowing McLaurin. So McLaurin's not gonna do shit in this game.
I mean, I personally need him to because I'm running that stack out against Brad here. So
I personally hate every single player on the Jaguars fresh. So I can't answer that without a bias.
Let Brad answer it. He'll tell you. He'll give you the surefire answer.
Based off of what I'm hearing, at least from a local perspective too, it's just him coming still off of an injury. I believe it's a hamstring injury. I just don't like hammies with running backs. And Tanks Bigsby is actually running better this year, just behind the offensive line. Sometimes it's just a scheme thing. But he's having a more productive year. I wouldn't trust him yet to be on the bounce back. I would actually just wait to see first for ETN to kind of have a game before you kind of then trust to roll him out here. But just as of right now, I wouldn't trust it.
Hey, Ghostface, you missed Nick in here saying your government name.
Yeah.
And you missed the jersey giveaway. I don't know if you were in here or not, but you missed the jersey giveaway.
What's up, sports addicts? What's up, bro?
What up?
You missed the jersey giveaway, but we will be giving more away. Just keep on out here. He's got
a yeah. You had to be in here to answer a live question, which is a 2-pronged question, and we have a winner. If he sends over his address, it will be sent to him. If he doesn't, we'll give it out.
He sent it to me. Fresh sent it to me. Perfect. So congratulations, Fresh. Yeah,
congrats, Fresh.
I got to
question was, what player is currently on the same team as Tyreek Hill and attended college with Tyreek Hill in 2014? What was that player and what was that college?
Yeah, that was the question, but I got something special for you, Fresh. I mean, you get the jersey, and then I'll send you something as well. Since I told you before, because last time you didn't send me your address, so I sent the other guy, I'm sending the other guy that answered the question a prize, but I got you too. So,
but we're gonna give out more stuff.
Yes, definitely.
This is the first of many. I came across this jersey and copped it. So if I come across another good find, I will give that out as well. Stay tuned in every week. Like, follow, subscribe, share, let your friends know about us.
Yeah, hopefully we appreciate it.
Good info from us and
appreciate the love.
Darnold. If I'm doing a Darnold to Jefferson skinny stack, you don't think it makes any sense to take a chance on a Jags player?
I personally,
it's got to be
biased,
BTJ at all.
but yeah, I was gonna
person.
say the only person you bring it back with is BTJ. I personally hate T-Law, and
he's no T-Law.
Every time I
Mac
play
Jones.
He's
him
no
any
T-Law as
Jags
well.
players,
It's
it lets me
Mac
down.
Jones.
Oh yeah, it's Mac Jones. That's why I'm playing Minnesota's defense. I forgot about that. So that's another reason why I don't think you can bring it back. I just forgot that. I'm literally probably locking Minnesota's defense tomorrow. I think Mac Jones. I hate saying this because, like I said, we play flag football with him, but he's horrible, man.
Oh, this. I mean, it could be like this could be Mac Jones's coming out story though. Like I'm literally like actually part of me is rooting for the guy because he's not on the Patriots anymore.
I see him getting benched
in the game. Well,
yeah.
I mean, they did sign CJ Beathard. Is he the backup tomorrow? Brad, is Beathard actually the backup tomorrow? Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep, Beathard's the backup. They just signed him back.
Okay.
Fizzy and Nick should know all well about Mac Jones being a Pats fan.
Yeah, he's a Pats boy. He's a Mac boy. Do I go Knicks or Danny Dimes in a 4-point touchdown league?
BTJ over McLaurin, even though I just said what I just said, just because McLaurin's going to get that Joey Porter shadow tomorrow. And that goes to you, Ghostface. I do not think McLaurin gets that anytime touchdown tomorrow.
I go with Knicks and McLaurin.
I 4-point rushing touchdown. I mean, I guess a passing. You're looking for a passing one. I feel like Knicks is gonna have to score. Daniel Jones is not gonna have to score because they're playing early in the morning against that shitty ass Carolina team. But Carolina has been impressing people over the last couple weeks.
I go Danny Dimes and BTJ for what it's worth. Kansas City's defense is solid. Carolina's is the worst in the league.
Yeah, but it's been. I mean,
they beat us, dude. I wouldn't say it's solid. Our whole team is injured, and we're a division rival. So Carolina's defense is not good.
Because I said last week that because Fresh had this with Carolina and Baltimore, and he went with the or was it with Denver? My bad, I guess. So I don't know. I want to say Bo Nix though. Like I really want to say Bo Nix myself because of us saying earlier with Sutton. I
mean, I agree with you. He has to score, whereas Danny Dimes doesn't. But Kansas City's defense is just too good, and Carolina's is horrible. I think you go Danny Dimes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Any other day, I say McLaurin over BTJ because Jags are trash. But Joey Porter's got like a 70% coverage rating or some crazy shit. Like, it's crazy numbers. Like Lattimore, like better than Lattimore type numbers out there.
It's genetics, man. It's genetics.
It's gonna force McLaurin to find like soft spots in the zone or stay under. He's not gonna be able to go past like he has been everybody else.
You want to talk about somebody I like in that game? I like Zach Ertz in that game. I like Zach Ertz in that Steelers game.
Yeah, that's an under, like somebody that's under in the routes, under the coverage. That's probably where you need to look tomorrow in that game.
But I just think I want to go Knicks because I just don't trust Daniel Jones. I don't want to put my money in him. Like that's my thing. Is like
I put my money in Danny Dimes 2 weeks ago and I lost it all. So I see what you're saying.
I don't know, man. I just don't trust him. Like he's 2 steps away. They're 2 steps away from going back to Tommy Cutlets, bro. Like they lose this ball game, they're getting this whole. The Carolina Panthers are in the business of getting people fired right now. They've got 2 coaches back-to-back weeks fired. They got y'all's coach fired. They got y'all's coach fired, and then they got the offensive coordinator for the Raiders fired.
Our coach sucked, but I don't understand you fire him when we lose when 90% of our team is not there. Like, you're
trash.
expecting to win a game against an NFL team with your preseason starts.
Well, your coach now is Coach Rizzy, and he has all the Riz, so as all the
he's about to clutch up. He's about to clutch up, but we still got mad injuries. But Carolina's dog shit. Let's not give them credit. They're dog shit.
It's in Germany. Sorry, German fans, that you guys have to be subjected to this fucking shit show of
another reason, right, that we talked about earlier in the season, that when it's out of the country, we want to put on a show so that way we get these viewers and shit. Expect scoring. Expect scoring in that bitch.
It could be.
Expect Danny Dimes to dime a dozen that ass. Whatever that means.
So this could be the game. If you don't have Jefferson, you close the laptop.
I've had so many of those fresh where it's like, oh, time to go crunch lineups for the afternoon slate or the showdown slate because I didn't have somebody that obviously just broke the slate, and I'm like, oh, nice.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scared to death. Like, I have not been this hype and scared for a Texans football game since we played the Chiefs and we're up 24 and let them come back and beat us in the playoffs like 4 years ago, whenever it was. It's like, I feel like I like Detroit, but I feel like they could just totally just stomp a mud hole in us. I don't know, dude. It just scares me to death. But I mean, anybody else has got questions, we'd love to hear them. We'll hang out for a couple more minutes, and then if not, we will catch you guys.
Send you on your way to win all the millies and tell us about it.
Yeah, we love to see y'all win. That's the thing. We need. I mean, people are telling us they got streaks, but I don't see no one's like tagging us in posts and sending social media messages saying, "Hey, here's my team." I need to see that. I need it. I need to see it. I don't believe you. There's 50 million different social media platforms out there. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Game that we did talk about. I mean, I can't believe the Chargers are 23 points over the Titans right now. I mean, it's like 8-point favorites. Because of that defense, it's actually been decent. So, and then
I wonder what they're seeing on that one.
That Chargers team
over under is fucking 39, dude. So they're not seeing much in that one.
I know, but I'm saying it's like the scoring. I mean, for the Chargers themselves, though, that's what's weird.
Yeah.
But you guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We appreciate y'all coming in. We appreciate. Minnesota gives up massive points.
They do, but not to Mac Jones. Might be, but I'm not playing. Dude, I got a vendetta against Jacksonville, dude. It's only me, though. It's whenever I play any of their players, they shit the absolute bed. So I have made it a point that I will never play Jaguars players.
Fresh. If you, I got one for you. If you play the Jags tomorrow and send me, and they do well and they win, I got this for you. I got a certified Trevor Lawrence. It's like a bobblehead. It's like a pop figure. I got that for you. I'll send you that too. It's got its own barcode and everything. So if the Jags win tomorrow and you play the Jags, so you'll have a big ass care package coming from Ballers and Breeze. But I mean, we appreciate it, you guys, and we really do. So I think we're gonna hop out of here. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. This ain't the only time we're gonna give stuff away. I mean, it's week 10. We still got 8 more weeks of regular season fantasy, and then we will be around for DFS through the end of the year, and then and we'll be here. So you guys got questions, send them to us. You got questions tomorrow, send them to us on social media. Most of you have it. If you don't have it, then I'll put it in the chat. so that you can find all the social media. It all lives in this one little convenient spot right here. So, but we appreciate it, and I think we will catch you all later on.
Best of luck.
Peace.
Win the Millie. Send us the lineup.
Yep. We want to know it. See y'all later. Peace.